What's up, everybody? This is Battlefield Joe 97 here, giving you my Nintendo / Breath of the Wild Zelda video of E3 2016. And of course, I gotta show off the swag that I got from the Breath of the Wild Legend of Zelda event from Nintendo New York. And yes, this is the extra large Breath of the Wild shirt, which in the back includes the eye icon of the game, which if you can see right over here, definitely some fantastic swag to show off. And this is the ticket that I had to wait from 6 a.m. to 10 or 11 p.m. last week in order to be able to play the 2 demos for Breath of the Wild yesterday, June 15th, 9 a.m. So you can definitely see Link and the Legend of Zelda experience icon right over here. And of course, I gotta show off some other swag before I talk about my thoughts of Breath of the Wild. This is the coin that included with playing the demo. The eye icon, if you can see from focusing the camera, and the logo of the game. So definitely is very cool to have. And if they actually have this as a pre-order incentive in the New York Nintendo store, just like with the Star Fox pin for Star Fox Zero, I'll definitely have another version of this. And the poster for Breath of the Wild, which includes which says in the bottom the Legend of Zelda Experience event from the store from the 14th to the 19th of June. And this is very, very cool. I just need to find a frame to put this on the poster so I can put it on my wall because it is so good looking, the artwork. Oh, and of course, paid $30 for the Sega 3D Classic Collection on the same day that I played Breath of the Wild. But I just wanted to show it off. But you'll have my thoughts on this collection for my May/June gaming pickup video towards the end of June. So yeah, aside from the swag itself, what was my thoughts towards The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild? But of course we have to go back towards, when the Wii U was announced, and they showed that Zelda Wii U demo, the possibilities of how the new Zelda will look like in HD. But of course, this is Nintendo we're talking about, and anything they show in tech demo isn't going to be representative of the final product. And that definitely did show with Breath of the Wild having this very Ghibli-like look to it, and it definitely did look like a Ghibli video game like Ni no Kuni. So if you definitely love the visuals from a Studio Ghibli film and Ni no Kuni, you're definitely going to love Breath of the Wild's art style. It's fantastic to look at. So yeah, in order to do this kind of video, right, I wanted to do it in an FAQ sort of style of the questions that people were giving me when I said that I played Breath of the Wild through various groups. So this may be a short video or not, but I definitely have a short list of questions that may or may not my answers be very quick or maybe a minute or so to speak of. So is the world empty as the live streams make it out to believe? No, but kinda. If you're expecting some Hylian-like beings like Link, you're definitely going to be disappointed because in the live streams they only showed Link and the old man being the only human-like beings in the game. And through my experience playing the 2 demos, it's only Link and the old man that are like human-like beings. But Nintendo did say that the demo and the live stream that they showed in E3 was 1 to 2% of the entire game. So they did say the towns and NPCs are going to be in Breath of the Wild. So I'm definitely going to keep their word in because it did feel kind of weird not being able to see a town through the distance and just saw mountains of the Snow Mountain region of Breath of the Wild. But the world isn't as empty as it makes out to believe. There's still wildlife to capture and prey, like the hogs, beetles, birds, and even the enemies of the goblins. So yes, the world's not as empty, but if you're expecting the Hylians from the demos or live streams, you're going to be disappointed. But waiting till the final product to see NPCs or towns. So of course, the second question, which is the most important question nowadays for gamers, is it 30 FPS or 60 FPS? Now this is just a subjective answer because Nintendo or Numa hasn't said if it's 30 FPS or 60 FPS, so don't take my answer as like factual. But honestly, I don't think the game, the final product, or the demos that I played is going to be 60 FPS. Mostly they're going to stick with 30 FPS, and then from what I experienced in the demos, there were occasional slowdowns through walking and running through the forest. But hey, since the game is running on a system like the Wii U, it definitely is still surprised me that during most of my playtime through these demos, it was pretty stable through and through with a few occasional slowdowns through walking in the forest. So yeah, definitely maybe 30 FPS in the final product, and hopefully Nintendo irons out the frame rate issues tanking down in the Wii U and the NX version. How is climbing? So, okay, if you're expecting like precise, accurate climbing, like from Assassin's Creed or Uncharted, you might be disappointed, but it's not really much of a hassle because with Link and Breath of the Wild, you can just climb about anything as long as your stamina doesn't run down. Mm. Mm. Yeah, very sorry for the jump cut, folks. My stomach was growling really, really, really loudly, so I had to edit that part out. And I just wanted to show the excuse of why it's a jump cut to begin with. Mmm. Mmm. Apple Jacks. Oh, such a good cereal. Mmm. So yeah, somebody's gonna make a meme out of that section of the video. So anyhow, going back to the climbing question. Yeah, as long as you don't run out of your stamina from the stamina circle in the game, you can just climb about anything. The temple, the rock cliffs, just about anything in the world. Right, so it's a really cool feature to have. It basically makes Link like Spider-Man, being able to stick around across anything in the world. And that's something that I really, really like from the game. And the fourth question that I got was, how's the combat? The combat is like any other regular 3D Zelda game. You lock on to enemies, you stray from the left to right to do backflips to make yourself look cool, or to dodge the enemy's attacks. But the new addition to the combat in Breath of the Wild compared to the 3D Zelda game is the Flurry Rush mode, which there's another question that players were, people were like giving me questions about. Does Flurry Rush make combat easy? Yes and no at the same time. Yes, it makes it easy in order to dispatch one enemy at a time when you do a perfect dodge. But no, because of the necessity to the combat, because, well, the enemies have a lot of health, especially considering how you picked up really, really bad weapons from the start of your journey, and you fight against these goblins as long before you pick up their weapons to use against them. So yes, Flurry Rush is easy in order to get rid of one enemy by doing like a bullet time event, but no, because it's a necessary evil for the combat itself. The other question is, how durable are weapons and just how tough are the enemies? I can't really say about the durability of weapons because during my two playthroughs of the demo, I never really had any of my weapons break on me. That might have been because I really had a short amount of time to play the game, like an hour or less. And there were like 2 demos that I had to play through and restart the whole game from the second demo, so I couldn't really tell you how durable our weapons are, so you might have to take a guess from watching the live stream that Nintendo's showing. And just how tough are the enemies? The enemies aren't really that tough if you know what you're doing, strafing from the left or right or doing the backflips like any other 3D Zelda game. The only enemies that are tough are the boss fights that you encounter in the world, like that rock monster. If you don't know what the hell you're doing, you're definitely going to get killed instantly. And the final question that I got from a friend personally is, did you find Ganon? Yes, Ganon is actually, like, when you finish doing that tower section of the storyline, Ganon, you see Ganon in this spirit-like form, forming around the castle of Hyrule or some kind of castle. And Enuma did state that you can beat the game without actually doing the storyline itself. So you can just basically play as, say, an Elder Scrolls game where you don't really care about the storyline, you're just doing the side missions and making your own story. You can, or second, do the storyline itself and not really fight Ganon head-on and play it like it's a regular Zelda game. Or the third option, fight Ganon right now. Like, once you finish doing that one tower and you see Ganon's spirit across this one environment, you can fight him. There's no restrictions whatsoever. You can just fight him right here, right now. You just run towards that castle, and bang, you can fight him head on. Which, of course, Enuma said that players could do that if they want to do, like, you know, run-throughs in streams. And I can definitely see people trying to fight Ganon in Link's underwear and with a tree branch twig fighting against the Force of Evil itself. So it'll be really fun to see during March 2017. And yeah, that's it for the questions itself that I got from people in social media sites, and my final thoughts and impressions for Breath of the Wild. They've taken a lot of elements from the Elder Scrolls and Witcher's game, but still keeping it like a Zelda game through its combat mechanics, while also adding in additional features like the Flurry Rush to make combat really cool as all hell to look at it, while making it quick as possible in order to continue exploring this world. And I definitely am psyched The only negative thing I can say from the demos is the frame rate drops occasionally when walking and running towards the environments. But if Nintendo can iron out the frame rate issues on both the Wii U and the NX version, Breath of the Wild will definitely be a game that I'm purchasing for the Wii U and the Nintendo NX. So, yeah, definitely a great game that Nintendo showcased during their live streams at E3 2016, and I can't wait. Leave your thoughts, comments below, add in more additional questions that you want to know from my experience playing the demos in the comment section below. Like, favorite, subscribe. This is Battlefield Joe 97. Catch you guys later.